How's everyone doing? Today I have an awesome-tastic mail day. I've got Blu-Rays, 4Ks, t-shirts, poster, all kinds of good stuff. So if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of it. Let me know what your favorite pickup from this lot is. First up, I'll go ahead and show you the t-shirt, which is right there. It's a mashup shirt from Ript Apparel. They do these designs every day. They have 3 different designs where it's kind of a mashup of 2 different things, and they offer it for essentially 24 hours for 13 bucks, and then another 12 hours they raise it up for 18 bucks, and then it kind of goes away. But a lot of times they offer it again later, but at a higher price. But sometimes they don't offer it again at all. But this one right here is an awesome one. I was souped when I saw the design. It's a Simpsons Infinity War Thanos mashup, the Infinity Donut, and I just thought that looked really cool. And I was actually debating about whether or not I should buy this. I was like, am I too old to be rocking this shirt? Like, all my friends have kids now. I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah. But then I'm like, keeping true to my inner dork, my inner nerd spirit, my inner fandom. I love The Simpsons. I love comic books. I grew up on comic books. So I actually put like a poll, an opinion poll on like my Instagram, Facebook, and even on YouTube. There's a section, like a community section now, where you can post stuff on there. A long time ago, YouTube used to have a bulletin section, which they got rid of, and now they have like a feed, community feed stuff. So I put that on there, and overwhelming response was to definitely get it. And people were like, I hope you got it. And well, I ended up getting it. Just came. And again, I got this from Ript Apparel. You can check them out online. Again, they have different designs every single day. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's a bunch of different t-shirt sites out there that kind of do that now. It's a design that's only available for like that day kind of deal. But I thought that was awesome. Let me know what you guys think. Bang. Infinity Donut right there. Thanos Simpson. I don't know. I dig it. I thought it was pretty cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm not too old. Some people are like, oh, you're only as old as you feel, blah, 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 stuff like that. I get that sentiment. But at times I'm like, well, I feel might a little be kind of weird if I go out in public wearing it. But I'm just like, screw it. I wear horror shirts all the time, and I don't really have any kind of issue with that. So I was like, why not? Let's do it. I think I made the right decision. What do you think? Next up, I'll show you the poster. I got the frame for it, too. Frame was a little frames in general nowadays are expensive. I mean, it's like a handmade frame. It's got the little thing on the back, handmade in Brooklyn. So here it is. I was souped to get this. I don't know if you could see it all in there or not, but it's from Jason Lives, where it does like the intro scene, the kind of take on the James Bond gun barrel intro, except it's Jason Voorhees and it zooms in on the eye. So I thought that was pretty awesome, and it's signed up by I guess it's the poster designer, and I think he was the owner and creator of the site Electric Zombie, Kyle Crawford. And I didn't realize that this print was limited to 200. If you can, I don't know if you can pick that up on there or not. Where is it? I don't know. I don't know if you can pick that up on there, but somewhere on there it is right there. Is the whole thing where it says limited to 200, and it has the autograph on there. I don't know if it can, there's a glare, big time glare on this, the plexiglass. I thought it was going to be real glass because I got another frame from the same company, Art to Frames, I believe is the company, and the other one had a glass. And even on the box, it was a huge oversized box. It said glass on there, but it's, the plexiglass. And it does have a thing for a wire hang on the back, but I just love the look to this. I think it's awesome. I love the film, too. For me, Friday the 13th is my favorite of the big franchises. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. You can throw Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there, too. Phantasm is another one that I feel like is, popular, but not quite to the level of the others, but still really good. But this is definitely my favorite of the franchises. So, the big ones. So, I was souped for that. I believe it's 12 by 36. And yeah, so limited to 200, and I got this for a good price there. I think you can see the autograph and numbering a little bit better right there. But yeah, so I remember I saw people selling these for like 200 bucks. I think the last one sold, I think I looked on eBay for like 150. So I got this for much less, so very happy and excited to put this one up. I think I'm going to try to put it up right above there. You can see in the background, there's my John Carpenter's The Thing poster. It's the Japanese one. And then there's my Killer Clowns from Outer Space poster, which is signed up. I might move that one up a tiny bit and put that one right below there, and then put this one above there. I don't know if it'll actually show up when I film videos in this room or not, but I think it's a good place to have it. It kind of fits right there. So pretty awesome. Instead of the typical vertical, it's like the horizontal. So I don't know, I love that poster design. That was really awesome. I can't believe nobody else has thought to do that kind of poster design before. But now let's go ahead and get into the movies. First up is the 4K release for Annihilation. This one, it's interesting. This is the 4K Ultra HD version is exclusive to Best Buy. It's not like a Steelbook or anything like that. Usually Best Buy has those Steelbook exclusives. But to get the 4K edition was exclusive. It's kind of surprising, I think. But it probably worked out well for Best Buy. I love the hollow foil design for a lot of these 4K slip covers. If you can see that. And, you know, it's on the back as well. And this seems to be very divisive. I friggin' love this movie, though. I saw different aspects of, like, Arrival, Life, even The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, a little bit in there. And it was somewhat formulaic, and the ending was predictable, but I still really enjoyed it. It's an all, essentially, female cast except for Oscar Isaac. And this is Alex Garland, same director from Ex Machina, which I loved Ex Machina as well. And he worked with Oscar Isaac then too. And then, of course, Natalie Portman in here. A few other recognizable faces. But basically, Natalie Portman's husband comes back from a trip. And it was like the secret classified trip. And he ends up just like falling down and, you know, I think like basically having like a seizure. So on the way to the ambulance ride, they get pulled over by these military people, and they take Natalie Portman in for questioning, and they basically reveal to her what the thing was, the whole trip was about. And she worked in the military too as I think like a scientist. I can't remember exactly. She's like a teacher now, what her specialty field was. But basically there's this area that they show in the beginning of the scene, like this thing comes down from space, and where there's like this lighthouse, and once it hit there, like people went to go investigate, and once they go investigate to this certain area, this certain perimeter, people disappear and never come back. And slowly that area is growing, and they want to figure out what's going on, what's in that area, and before it takes over the world, essentially. And so they send in this ragtag group right there. Jennifer Jason Leigh's in here too. And I think she's like a psychiatrist. But you find out more about the characters and their motivations as well. And it's a very, you know, washed out, kind of lots of grays and darker color palettes, blacks and stuff, which reflects the bleak tone of the movie. So it doesn't necessarily look beautiful, but it is an upgrade over the Blu-ray for the 4K. You get a little bit better color palette, a little bit more detail and clarity. So it definitely is an improvement over the Blu-ray. But again, it's washed out hue. But yeah, I really enjoyed the heck out of it. I loved a lot of the elements, some creepy scenes, and then, you know, it's a really good sci-fi, and it is a bleak film overall. And even though I thought it was a bit formulaic, especially with the ending, I still really enjoyed the heck out of it. Probably my favorite movie of the year so far. Let me know what your favorite movie of 2018 is so far. Leave me some comments on that for sure, because I'm definitely trying to, you know, I'm always looking for other films that are a little bit off the mainstream as well. Like every year I usually wait till like December, because a lot of the international films finally come over here. A lot of the limited releases come out. So that's usually the time where I kind of make my list and see the majority of the films that I end up enjoying the most for that year. Next up is Black Panther. I ended up getting the Blu-ray for it. I might upgrade to the 4K eventually, but I just wanted to check it out. And yeah, I mean, I think this movie had so much hype. I did enjoy it, but it's always, for a movie that's so hyped up, it's kind of hard to live up to it sometimes. I think very few movies are able to do it, but I love how this created its own world like that. I remember reading the Black Panther comic books as a kid. I had some of the really old ones. I think even Jack Kirby did some of the artwork way back in the day, the early issues. So it was really cool. I like the cast here a lot too. Goes over the whole cast up at the top. Chadwick Boseman was great. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was awesome. Really loved his character in here. Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerrera from Walking Dead. And apparently a lot of the characters from The Walking Dead are no longer going to be part of the show. I know even Andrew Lincoln, like the lead, is going to be gone after 6 episodes. A few other people too. So it's going to be, I don't know what they're going to do, but at this point I feel like it's just not as good of a show as it used to be, The Walking Dead. But I digress. I'm trying to remember who else was in here. Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. Andy Serkis was awesome too as Claw. I'm trying to remember. There's a few other people. Oh, Martin Freeman too. Yeah, so I really enjoyed the cast and the interaction, and you know, dealing with the whole Wakanda and how basically they deal with the whole rest of the world. And then I love the backstory with Killmonger and his father and just everything about it, and how, you know, kind of like the sense of betrayal with the different people and the battles. My only thing was, again, one of the only minor criticisms was the ending, the climax, the final battle. I wanted a little bit more from that. It felt a little anticlimactic. But again, I love the effects here. I thought it worked well. I thought the fight scenes were good. All the technology and things like that. So I thought it was definitely a really good addition to the Marvel universe. Marvel is definitely killing DC as far as live action, although DC has some really good animated titles. But Black Panther. Next up is Repo Man from Criterion Collection. I got this from somebody selling it on Facebook. Got it for a good deal. It's got a little bit of corner wear on the edges, but still, I am very soup for this. I love this film. One of my probably all-time favorite movies from Alex Cox. It's just a amazing punk sci-fi cult comedy classic from the 80s. Emilio Estevez, Harry Dean Stanton, just a whole bunch of people. And I love the whole MacGuffin aspect too. You know, they're trying to find the car, and then a lot of times they open up the trunk and people like melt. I just freaking love that. They kind of utilized that in Pulp Fiction, Kiss Me Deadly. Basically, some of my favorite movies use that. But I love the music here, the soundtrack, just everything about it just oozes that, you know, that punk and the sci-fi comedy elements here. The whole cast, the lines here, the dialogue, just friggin' love this movie, and a really awesome addition too. I'll go ahead and show you. There's the other slipcase, and then you got a nice booklet, and then you get a map. And yeah, they're Repo Men, and they kind of get involved with something a little bit above their pay grade, essentially. But I just there's so many great scenes and moments in here, and I just freaking love it. I'm actually looking forward to checking out the booklet. I love when they include booklets like this, and it's kind of like a digipack design right there. And I like the artwork choices behind here too, so that is pretty awesome. So yeah, that is the Blu-ray Criterion Collection for Repo Man. I am so happy to add this to my collection. Criterion Collection does an amazing job with the releases, from you know, the transfer special features, the packaging, for instance, on this one. Next, well, this is the last right here, but last but not least, Will Ferrell in Casa de Mi Padre, which is a Spanish film. It's basically a spoof parody on a telenovela kind of take on this family living on this big ranch, and Will Ferrell is kind of like the black sheep of the family, and his brother comes to town, and he's going to get married to this really hot girl, and Will Ferrell kind of falls for her, and they find out that he's involved with drugs, and they have to take on this other drug dealer, and it's just so ridiculous, so over the top. It's meant to be. It's just so overt in its spoofing of telenovelas, and just the way that it is sometimes that are just, it's so ridiculous. Like, you can tell it's a fake background. There's a cut scene. Sometimes people linger, or they say bye too many times. Just so many hilarious moments. It just gags, and I loved it. It was pure entertainment. I think this is only for like a niche audience that knows what it is and what it's poking fun at. And it's got some interviews in here too, special features. And one of the guys, I think he ended up passing away. He was the father in here, as a Pedro Armendáriz Jr. I think that was the one. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this one. Will Ferrell is kind of hit or miss for me. He does a lot of the slapstick comedies. My favorite Will Ferrell movie is Stranger Than Fiction, which is a black comedy, not his typical kind of stuff, but I really enjoyed that one. And this one might be my second favorite now. I do like Talladega Nights though, and Get Hard, but a lot of the other ones are it's just too much for me. But I know I'm in the minority. Like Step Brothers, I freaking hate that movie. I don't know how people enjoy that one. It's just so dumb. It's just too dumb. Like, there's certain dumb comedy movies I can enjoy, but that one's just too much for me. I have that in my collection. I only keep it because I know every girl I've ever known enjoys that movie. So it's just a good movie to pop in when you don't really, kind of want to put it in for background music, for date kind of movie, kind of, just to chill. And, the girl can enjoy it, and I don't really have to pay attention to it. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. It's Will Ferrell speaks Spanish, and it's a Spanish film, and again, it's poking fun, and does a great job at it too. So there you go. Those were the movies, the poster, the T-shirt. Let me know. Would you have bought this T-shirt? Would you rock this T-shirt out in public? And then I love all of this stuff, but let me know what your favorite from all of this was. Leave me a comment or video response down below. And let me know what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is, too. Bang. But that's everything. All of the questions, all of the stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this update. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.